Before I get started, guys, I'm using the AirPods Pro 2, not 3, right here, with like the enhanced update audio and stuff and whatnot. So let me know how I'm sounding like for you guys. But anyways, welcome back to the channel. Lloyd here. I'm switching things up a bit because this is not my iPhone. It's actually my partner's brand new iPhone 17 in Lavender, 256 gig. I usually don't give the standard model much attention, but this year, Apple actually gave the non-Pro a couple of real upgrades that make it worth a closer look. So let's start with the unboxing first. Pretty much the same Apple experience we've had for a while. Clean packaging, USB-C cable, paperwork, and the phone itself. No surprises here, but the lavender color though, honestly, it looks really good in person, you guys. It's subtle, not too loud, and has that premium finish you'd expect. All right, so now for the fun part, the screen. It now jumps from 6.1 to 6.3 inch Super Retina XDR OLED display. However, though the design, it's the same actually as the iPhone 16 model last year. But here's the big headline though. Apple finally brought ProMotion display on the standard phone. So that means you're getting adaptive refresh rates of up to 120 hertz. Scrolling, swiping, animations, everything feels way smoother than the 60 hertz panels we've been stuck with for non-Pro models for years. And Apple is a little bit behind on that. There's a bunch of cheap Android phones that goes up to 120 hertz already as well. So I'm glad that they finally caught up. There's also always on display support now, plus peak brightness that hits around 3000 nits outdoors. Same thing as the Pro models. So what does that mean? Basically, when you're outside in the sun or just binging Netflix outdoors, it looks really sharp, looks very bright, pure amazingness. And speaking of screen, you now also have a better scratch resistance because this also has a ceramic shield too in it, just like the Pro models. Now, powering all of that is the new A19 chip built on Apple's latest 3 nanometer process. It's non-Pro models, but hey, it's still better than the previous year's model, right? Translation for all that is this thing is fast, efficient, and has more than enough power for gaming, editing, or whatever you throw at it. For everyday use, honestly, you're not going to notice much of a difference between this and the Pro model, and that's really a huge compliment. Now, as for the cameras right here, the camera setup also got some love this year. So we got a pair of 48 megapixel now with the rear cameras, main and ultra wide. And on the front right here is also an 18 megapixel selfie camera with center stage, same thing as the Pro model. So basically, yeah, you're getting the same front camera as the Pro models, which is great if you're into FaceTime, selfies, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and all that stuff. There's also this dual camera capture mode now that lets you record with the front and back cameras at the same time, which is great for fun or just vlogging and stuff like that. But again, that technology is not new. Third-party apps can do that. Some of the Android phones out there has had that for quite some time. Storage-wise, it's also no longer stingy. The base iPhone 17 starts right here, 256 gigabytes. So no more 128 entry-level nonsense. And between that and the new chip, you can easily future-proof yourself for a few years. Now, a couple of things to keep in mind if you're comparing this with the Pro, you don't get the telephoto zoom. So there's no optical zoom or portrait depth tricks and all that stuff. The RAM is also a little lower too, sitting around 8 gigabytes compared to 12 gigs on the Pro models. And the USB-C port right here, it's still capped at USB 2.0 speeds for some freaking reason. I don't know why. But if you're moving big ProRes files or just files in general, you'll feel the difference for sure in terms of speeds. But for everyday people, honestly, I don't think that's gonna be much of a deal breaker. Battery life-wise, it's got some improvements, I guess, especially for non-physical SIM card models and stuff. So Apple's claiming up to 30 hours of video playback, which is, I think, great and pretty long. And with the new chip's efficiency plus that ProMotion display scaling down refresh rates, it should last all day with no problem. And if you do need to top up, it'll fast charge to about 50% in 20 minutes. So overall, for the first time in a long time, the standard iPhone actually feels very exciting. Between the A19 chip, the upgraded cameras, the jump to 256 gigabytes, and finally getting ProMotion, the gap between the iPhone 17 and the Pro models is smaller than it's ever been. So if you're not someone who needs the telephoto lens shenanigans or the absolute best Pro features out there, I think this is a great pick. The lavender right here looks clean, looks sleek. I wish the Pro models came with it. The screen is buttery smooth so far. I mean, I haven't set it up, but we tried it out and stuff. And yeah, the performance is on par with the best out there for sure. Apple might be late to the promotion party for non-pros, but at least they finally showed up though, right? Anyways, that is all for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I might do a review of this. Again, this is not my phone, it's my partner's, but we'll see how it goes, if it's just kind of comparing it to the pro models maybe, but who knows? If you guys do want to see that, let me know down in the comments, but if not, I'll probably just keep at it with this video. But other than that though, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.